Hey, seventh graders. Sorry I can't be with you today. And I know some of you are not in class at all because you're taking the state math test. I wanted to communicate to you guys that the 2 packets that you got on Monday are going to be due on Friday. If you are in class, you'll have time to work on them. And I'm going to spend some time in this video to go through the last page, which looks different from the other papers that you had done. So the vocabulary, I'm going to put that on you guys to complete on your own. You will have your quiz on Friday. For our preposition packet, though, most of the classes we started the first page together, recognizing the prepositions, and unfortunately we kind of ran out of time for the next page of recognizing prepositional phrases. I'm going to put that on you also to do the second page. Remember that a prepositional phrase starts with a preposition and it ends with a noun or pronoun object. There may or may not be adjectives or articles in between those 2 words. The last page I'm going to pull up on my screen, and I want you to have yours out as well. We're going to do just a couple of them together. There are multiple steps. It's kind of a final review of many of the things that we've covered together. So I have on my screen the paper that you have there, which is the breaking down sentences. So first I want to take a look at the directions with you. We see complete each step after the lesson on each topic, which actually we've done all of these topics ahead of time. So it kind of worked out this year that we did prepositions last, because usually I'll do prepositions first and then I'll teach all those other things in that different order, but now we know them all. So we can do all of them. So step 1 is to put parentheses around each prepositional phrase. We're going to label the preposition P and the object of the preposition OP. Step 2 will be to label the subject with an S. Step 3, circle the verb. These are all things we've been doing on some of our other practice packets. I'm asking that you underline each noun and then also to label the direct object. We may also find in our examples that there is an indirect object. Now that we know how to do that, we could label it as well. Or perhaps we'll find it's not a direct object. Maybe there's a predicate noun or a predicate adjective that we could label. So we may or may not be able to do that. Let's take a look. I'm going to switch my share so that I have a way that I can edit these same sentences. As we begin to look at these sentences, you're going to recognize them from something we read earlier this year. These sentences come from the book A Wrinkle in Time. And a lot of times I like to do our grammar and our reading together. But as I said to you this year, it's been very different. But we're going to go back and we're going to visit these sentences from a book we've already read to see how they work. So let's look at number 1. We see, in her attic bedroom, Margaret Murray, wrapped in an old patchwork quilt, sat on the foot of her bed and watched the trees tossing in the frenzied lashing of the wind. So we're going to start with our prepositional phrases, looking for those words that fit in the blank. The cat ran blank the tree. The cat ran in the tree. There's a hole. So we can start right here. In, where is it going to end? In her attic bedroom, all the way to the noun at the end. We'll underline that noun. We're going to label in with a P, and then the object of the preposition, which is the noun we underlined, is the OP. And then we have our determinator and our adjectives there as well. Let's look for another prepositional phrase. Oh, I have another in. If I can, sorry, I'm using my mouse. So in an old patchwork quilt, it goes all the way to quilt. Underline that noun. So in, once again, is the P. Quilt is the OP. The cat ran on the tree is a P. Put a parenthesis before that. Oh, I'm really struggling today. On the foot is where I'm going to end here. Object of the preposition. And remember that one I made you circle on your note paper that does not fit in the blank, and that was the of. So of is a preposition, and the noun that follows it, of her bed. So that's my OP, and I will also underline that noun. And watch the trees tossing. I have another in. That's my preposition. Where will my phrase end? In the frenzied lashing. So this participle here is working as a noun. So I'm going to count that even though it's present participle form. And there's my of again, of the wind. Look at all of these prepositional phrases that Madeline LaAngle included in this sentence to make it more interesting. So now if we go back, we're going to look at just what's left. We take all those prepositional phrases out and we're going to be looking for the basics of our sentence. Margaret Murray wrapped, sat, and watched the trees tossing. Not as good of a sentence, is it? Who or what is the sentence about? It is about Margaret Murray. So that's my subject, my noun. I'm going to underline it. What is she doing, or what about her? Well, we have several verbs. She's wrapped, she sat, and she watched. Watched what? Trees tossing will be the direct object. That'll be the DO, and I also need to underline trees. That is my other noun. Hopefully we're starting to get the feel for it. So we're going to do a couple more together, and then you're going to finish the rest of the page on your own. Once again, start with the prepositional phrases, because once we pull those out, it's easier to find my who and my what and the verbs there. All right, so number 2, behind the trees, clouds scudded frantically across the sky. Looking for words that fit in the blank, the cat ran blank the tree. The cat ran behind the tree. Okay, right at the beginning again. Prepositional phrase. We'll go to the noun behind the trees. OP. There's another prepositional phrase. The cat ran, clouds the tree, scudded the tree, frantically the tree, across the tree. So there's my P. And where's the noun that follows it? Across the sky. That's my object of the preposition, my OP, and parenthesis. Well, hopefully this will be easy. I only have 3 words left. Clouds scudded frantically. Who or what is the sentence about? Clouds, that's my subject, put an S. What about the clouds? Clouds did what? They scudded. What a fun verb. Frantically answers the question how. It doesn't tell me who or what, right? Scudded what? Scudded who? Frantically is going to be an adverb. So we're not going to label that as anything. We're going to leave that one alone because I'm not asking you to recognize that. How are we feeling? Are we comfortable? You want to do one more with me? If you're comfortable, you can go on. But if you want to do one more, stick with me here. Take a look at number 3. Fortinbras, remember that's the dog. Fortinbras had arrived on their doorstep. A half-grown puppy, scrawny and abandoned. I think that's actually one winter night, not on winter night. Let's mark it anyways. Maybe it was on a winter night, and on is a preposition just to save us some time, and it's not necessary. We're going to pull that one out. But there is another prepositional phrase. The cat ran on again, right? So on will be the preposition. And what's the noun? On their doorstep. So now we're left with Fortinbras had arrived, a half-grown puppy, scrawny and abandoned. Who or what is this sentence about? It's already underlined for us. They don't recognize that word. So Fortinbras is the subject. What is the verb or verb phrase? Had arrived. We have this past participle or past perfect tense. We also have abandoned, correct? Do we have, now abandoned, we're not going to use that one as our question to find our direct object. Let's see if there is one though. We'll ask had arrived what or had arrived who? No, we don't have that. But what we do possibly have is like this, is this predicate noun. Although it's marked off, it's kind of an extra description here. So we're going to just kind of leave those alone. We have a half grown, but we do have a noun to underline, and that's our puppy. And I'm not asking you to recognize your predicate noun, so I'm not worried about that. All right, hopefully I didn't just confuse you a little bit more. I hope that this is clear to you. This is how I want you to finish up the rest of this paper, and good luck. I will see you in class on Friday, even if it is virtually. Have a great rest of your day.